I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back?
Hey guys, Daily Kamell here, and I am here with Genshin Impact, aka my new favorite game. Genshin Impact, for you guys who don't know or you've been living under a rock, is the latest action RPG multi platform game on the block. You can play it on PC, most mobile devices, or PS4. And yeah, it's got everything that people love right now. A massive map, tons of exploration, a gacha system, and waifus. It kind of resembles Breath of the Wild, a lot of people have been saying, but I think it's got a lot of stuff that sets it aside, including a lot of interesting combat and progression mechanics that add a lot to the genre to keep things fresh. So let's get into some of the things that you'll be introduced to first when you start playing Genshin Impact, and those are the things from the company themselves, right? The stuff you should grab up as soon as you get in, and that's your mail. You can see me earning all this stuff on the first day, just a ton of summon materials and gold and stuff that you will learn about as you play the game. You'll learn their uses, characters, even all this stuff is so you can get characters and weapons and stuff. So pretty nice of them to give a huge amount out. So yeah, that's pretty nice. So as well as the surplus of resources you get at the beginning, of course, in a game like this that expects you to dedicate a lot of your time to it, there's going to be a lot of need for you to, have stuff to do. So this start of the game, I can say, if you want to play this game casually or pick it up to have fun, the map is massive and it will keep you finding more and more and more. This is the starting region known as Mondstadt, and there is another region known as Liyue that you will explore across the story, full of quests. And both regions are jam-packed with quests and secrets and chests and domains and dungeons and bosses and mini bosses and all that stuff. So yeah, the maps are absolutely massive and combat packed. It's absolutely insane. So to explore the map, of course, you're going to have to do stuff, and that is where the very unique combat system of Genshin Impact comes into play. It utilizes elements and elemental combinations together to make amazing things happen, and just, yeah, it makes for really interesting combat. And we'll talk about that later in the video, but the first thing that I really want to get into is character progression specifically, because it's something that's unique in the MMO space, the RPG space, I should say, but it's more common in the gacha space. So it's kind of like a mix between the two, and that's why I like Genshin Impact. So let's go over there. Character progression works a little bit differently in Genshin Impact from other games. So your individual characters level up separately from you as the person playing the game, right? This is your level, adventure rank 30, but your characters are a little different. So let's look at my character and my genes specifically. I'm going to level her up, and in Genshin Impact, you do level up from combat. However, the amount of experience you gain is minuscule, right? You get 13 experience for killing a basic enemy and 40 for killing a mini boss, something like that. And these experience notes, we'll call them, are the real way you're going to level up, right? This gives you 1,000. I believe these give you 10,000. I don't have any right now, but these give you 20,000 experience for each one you use. And you see at level 47, it takes 63,000 experience to level up. So 3 of these and I get a level. That's pretty nice. So you get these from really anything: chests, dungeons, abyss, rewards for completing achievements, stuff like that, objectives. You get these from basically anything. They drop like candy, because you need them to drop like candy so you can progress your characters. So I'm going to max out my gene here using these. And I'm going to show you one of the next parts of character progression, which is ascension. So I want to ascend my gene, And oh my gosh, I cannot ascend my gene because I don't have enough Mora. But while I go get enough Mora to ascend my gene, I'll talk about Ascension. Ascension lets you increase the maximum level of your characters so that you can level them up further, increase their attributes, and allow them to, you know, just equip better weapons and do better in combat overall. So now I'm going to go back to my gene now that I embarrassingly have enough Mora, and I'm going to ascend her. You can see all her basic stats and her healing bonus, which is Jean's special trait. They're all going to increase, and her max level is going to go to 60. So let's go. Alright, we've ascended Jean, and now we can level her up further, and you can see she has a whole new set of Ascension materials that I'm going to have to grind for and reach level 35. So that is going to be a ton of work. So yeah, that's how you get character XP. Now, adventure rank works a little bit differently. Your adventure rank is here. Adventure rank 30 took me a long time to grind this, and 2300 takes me 6,000 XP to upgrade to the next level. So how are you really going to level up your adventure rank? Well, there are a couple ways. Really quickly, just to show you, I'll go more in depth to this in another video, but you have the handbook. There are objectives that give you these things, and they are adventure rank AXP. Bosses for spending resin. Events that you spend resin, they give you adventure rank EXP. Every time you unlock a statue or a teleport zone or discover one of these temples or complete a domain or something like this, you will always get adventure rank EXP. Stuff you can complete a limited number of times a day. These things cost resin as well. So yeah, there's a ton of ways to get adventure rank EXP. Collecting the Geoculus and Animoculus as well around the map, just exploring, will all get you that adventure rank EXP, and that is your main way of progressing. That is what you have to search out for in the game, and that is really what you gain from, you know, taking the less explored path and exploring around and doing stuff. So yeah. There are two parts to combat in Genshin Impact. First are physical attacks that you trigger just by using your regular mouse click or controller hit, and the next are elemental damage. So these abilities that I have on my screen here, activated by my E and Q abilities, these will deal elemental damage equal to the elemental affinity of my character. So right now I'm using Dilly. He's a pyro. His ability will it's a couple slashes and they activate and they deal pyro damage. So let's do it. Boom, pyro damage. So when you use an elemental damage, there are elemental reactions you can gain when using them in tandem with other elements. So pyro and electro, if I use them together, there's electro. And then if I use Dilly's ult, which will shoot fire, boom, it causes overload, which is an explosion, and they take a huge amount of damage when you trigger an elemental effect. Now this boss is perfect for me to kite around to show you these things, and there are tons of them. I have a certain team comp which lets me interact with fire and electric specifically, because those are two very powerful interactions. And then I run a healer to keep my huge damage dealers alive. This is an example of how building your team comp around elemental affinities and elemental interactions leads to success in Genshin Impact. Alright, I'm here with a world boss known as the Anemo Hypotheses, and yeah, these are one of the many secrets just lying in the open world of Genshin Impact. It really adds to the magic of the game, I feel, when you find these for the first time. And you can tell this thing is no joke, right? It has attack patterns, it has movements. There's stuff I have to dodge. Look at this attacks I'm playing around. And I'm fighting this live as we are, as I'm commentating. I need to kill this thing so I can get level up materials, and I'm going to demolish this thing pretty quickly, it seems. But yeah, as you rank up, you see I'm pretty high level. These are some of the things that become frequent that you have to do right. Mastering the mechanics of these boss fights so you can kill them efficiently and constantly, daily, to get your rewards so that you can keep your characters upgraded. So yeah, stuff like this, you see there are various phases to the fight and stuff like this. And this is one of the things I enjoy the most from Genshin Impact, just the sheer like options that you have in combat, in strategy that the game throws at you. It's just really good. There you go. I made pretty quick work of that, but it probably would have been a little bit longer if I had done it closer to the start. I think I have some old footage. But yeah, there is some of the stuff I needed. Hurricane Seed and the other thing. Perfect. There we go. Now, of course, the elephant in the room in this game is wishing and the gacha system and the banner system, of course. Now, in this game, initially, if you are playing it to enjoy at your own pace, you do not have to spend a dime. The game gives you up to 50 summons initially, and you can use them to get many of the good characters that you see in the shop here. So you don't have to worry about spending money. But if you are a whale and stuff like that, there are going to be rotating banners and a stagnant banner that is always here, like in any other system or any other gacha game, I should say. I actually have a video coming where I spent a lot of money and I went through this system to get some of the characters that you see me using. So stay tuned for that. That's probably going to be the next video I upload, but I won't go too in depth on wishing here. Alright, so this is something known as a domain, and I'm going to showcase this while I talk about just my final thoughts on the game in this video. This is kind of an unlockable dungeon that you unlock at a certain point, and it gives you some set rewards. This one gives you artifacts. It takes up resin, I am pretty sure. So basically, I'm going to do this, and it gives you a challenge: defeat certain enemies in a certain amount of time or protect an objective. So I'm going to use this to talk about my thoughts on the game. So Genshin Impact right now, it's in a very volatile state. I'm enjoying the game very much, but it is at a point where the nature of the game causes people to want to play a lot of it. And on start, there's a lot of content in the game, but most of it towards the end game becomes like, you know, very meticulous and grind heavy, like stuff for completionists typically. And so they've revealed that there's going to be on a 6-week update schedule, so take that into account. However, I do think that they will be able to add a lot of good content. There's a lot of good stuff in the game already, so yeah, no doubt there. But yeah, the game definitely does things right and has captured attention from a lot of people. It's popping off, guys. I'm going to be playing this, streaming it on my personal channel, and maybe on the main channel if Rye will let me, if you guys show enough support for it. So hit me up in Discord as well. I'm going to be talking about Genshin Impact with you guys, talking about characters, strategies, builds, stuff like that. And let me know what you guys think about the game in the comments. I'm really liking the game right now. I put in a ton of hours, as I told you guys earlier. You can see with my how many ridiculous characters I have. But yeah, that's gonna be it from me, guys. Peace out, and I'll see you in my next Genshin Impact video, already lined up to go. Peace out.